Let me. So, hello everybody, and welcome to our sacred guidance for reweaving wholeness. This is Vanessa Tucker, and I'm Christa Mackinnon, and we are the co-founders of Women Weaving Change, the Modern Medicine Woman Training School. We are also the co-creators of the Medicine Woman Wisdom Cards, which we will use in this series recorded for 7 days of rest.
Thank you, Christa, and welcome everybody. Our offering for 7 days of rest, our overall intent is to offer sacred guidance for reweaving wholeness. And we're going to use the Medicine Woman Wisdom cards, as Christa said, for this. We're going to call in the energies of each day and use those forces, set an intent for each day, and offer the wisdom guidance that comes from the cards.
So, and without further ado, let's just for a moment close our eyes to call the forces and the energy of the ancient mother in, to help us with our work today. So we call the energy of the ancient mother, the life-giving and life-nurturing force of the universe. We ask her to be with us and to intertwine her energy with our energies and with our intent for today. Aho.
And I'm going to start now by setting the intent and pulling the card for the first day, the ancient mother. And our intent for today is, how can we be grounded in your wisdom and birth a collective pathway to wholeness? How can we be grounded in your wisdom and birth a collective pathway to wholeness? I'm going to pick the card now, keeping the intent in mind. Okay. And this card is open to your bigger story. And here we have a gorgeous flower blossoming. We also have a deep reflection here. And part of the wisdom of this card asks us to open to the bigger story, the one that we often choose not to tell ourselves and choose not to go with. I'm going to pass you over here to Christa, who's going to give you some wisdom teachings on this card.
Very interesting card. So what do we do with that? So if we come back to our intent for a moment, and the intent was, or the question was, how can we be grounded in your wisdom and birth a pathway to wholeness? And the card says us we should open to our bigger story. And the wisdom teaching behind this card is really that the stories we tell ourselves about who we are and what we can do influence really every aspect of our being. And these stories aren't always held consciously, but these stories permeate deep into every cell. And they stories determine how we see ourselves and our place in the web of life. So the card really tells us to look at the bigger story. And coming back to the idea of the ancient mother, maybe to look at the story where we actually come from and that we are a part of her, not separate, and that we are holding that wisdom and that knowing and that knowledge of life, death, and rebirth, which, and the nurturing of life, which the ancient mother holds also deep within us, if we enlarge our story. So in a way, the card says the story is much bigger than the one you tell yourself. And if we want to be grounded in the wisdom of the ancient mother and birth a pathway to wholeness, we need to enlarge our story. So we need to tell ourselves that bigger story, which means we need to actually have a good look what the bigger story is. So looking at the story of creation, of wholeness, of the story within us, which holds the wisdom of the ancient mother and which we can access, and then enlarge our story, seeing how powerful we really are. I think that's the teachings of the cards. So the story we need to tell ourselves, according to this card, is the story that allows us to grow, unfold, expand, and become in a way one with the ancient mother. Understand our oneness, understand that we are a part of it, but also the whole within us. I think that's all there is to it. Or do you have anything to add, Vanessa?
No, I think that's beautiful. And I just highlight, we're reflections, we're reflections of her. So I think that's a beautiful, beautiful piece of medicine to leave with today.
That
We're
is fantastic.
reflections.
So we now give you 2 or 3 minutes. Well, we give you 3 minutes to just reflect upon that. Just maybe close your eyes, put a bit of music on, close your eyes and just reflect on this idea, how can I enlarge my story? How can I see the bigger story? How can I fully understand that I'm a reflection, as Vanessa so rightly says, of the ancient mother, that I'm holding that wisdom, and that I need to begin to really connect myself to that.
We hope you've enjoyed today's offering and Medicine Woman guidance. And we hope to see you again tomorrow. Please take what's resonated with you and join us for tomorrow's session, which will be about calling in the rivers of life. We look forward to seeing you there.